Lesson number 24. Again, building on the skills from lesson number 23 and 22, which were back kick and back whip kick. Now we're going to take that back whip kick and add it into a combination. Again, we're going to do that same set of warm-ups for this month. We're going to do the same stepping drills, and then we're going to do the same combinations. We always start the class with teaching the technique in the air. It's safe, it's fun. Also, they'll build confidence. The confidence comes from belief. Belief in the method, belief in the science behind the method. Confidence comes through execution, first in the air, then on targets. Targets are shields, people, chest protectors, and then finally in sparring. With that said, we're in our fighting stance.
Hey.
Okay, we did a step round kick into back hook kick. Now we're going to do round kick into back whip kick. Okay, so we can break this down in a number of different ways. We can again review. We can do round kick into back kick. We can do that a few times. We'll back our students up. Now we go into the full execution of round kick into back whip kick. Ready, go! Very nice. Now I'll do this a number of times up and down to the floor till I feel that they're comfortable with the technique. Again, correcting them on a number of things. First, focusing on tightness of the movement. Second, the hip turns through. And then finally, the kick as it comes up, the back whip kick, needs to be straight just like the back kick. Turns over, goes across the plane using the hip, returns in a well-balanced fighting stance. Second technique is going to be Notabon into back whip kick. Again, we're going to back them up. We start them off nice and slow. I like to start with the Notabon on the floor. So I simply have them spin in, step in, and then spin in. These, again, are the steps associated with the kick. You can replace any step with a kick, any kick with a step. So let's back them up. Now, if you see your students are having trouble with this, you can continue on the step, or you can do the step very quickly. So we're going to do a Notabon step now. So a Notabon step, here it goes. Very nice, followed by a back kick. Good, very nice. Let's bring it back one more time. Notabon step into back kick. Very nice, and let's bring it back. Now we're going to start to put the techniques into the technique. So we have the Notabon itself come down to the floor. Notabon. Followed by back kick. Okay, now we're going to do the Notabon into back kick. Go! Very nice. Once I think that they're comfortable with this, it's a very direct motion. Notabon can tend to be around. Back kick is quite straight. Now we're going to do the complete spinning. So they're going to go Notabon into back whip kick. Let's back it up. Very nice. Now this is a very difficult technique, but they can do it. You just have to be patient. Work them up from the step, step to the kick, kick to the back kick, and then finally end with the Notabon into back whip kick. Okay, one last technique for this series. Let's back them up. This one I like to do for agility, and it actually works from time to time. It's a back kick into a back whip kick. Nice and easy. We do the back steps first. Back step first, back step again. Very nice. Let's bring it back. Now we're going to break it down. We'll do a back step, back whip kick. Very nice. Now we do it to the back kick into the back whip kick. Not bad. Let's bring it back. Now again, this is a true test of agility. If they can back kick into back kick, then they can certainly back kick into back whip kick. But if they can do both of these techniques, then they've mastered the technique because they've come down into a well-balanced fighting stance and they're able to execute both kicks. So if I'm instructing my student again, I'm taking them, causing their hip to drive in, and then helping them with the spin in. Okay, very nice. Now we're ready to move on to the target portion of the class. Okay, segment number 2 of the class now. Done our warm-up, we've done our air kicking. We're about 10 to 15 to 20 minutes into the class. Again, look at your manual for the time frame that you're going to need. If you have beginner students, going to need more time for that first section. If you have advanced students, you can kind of walk through it, get through the technique, and then get to the meat and potatoes of the class. Target kicking, reaction drills. Way we do this, again, always the same way. We're going to do the same exact technique we did in the air on the targets. So we're going to go round kick on the target into back hook kick on the target. Very nice. Now this is a drill that I do up and down the floor because it just lends itself well to being done up and down the floor. If I have beginners, though, that are not as adept at it, not as agile, I'll leave them in one spot, letting them practice the individual techniques. Some of the challenges with this are round kick. People's tendency is to let that draw themselves around into the back kick, right, or the back hook kick. We really want to execute both of those and let them flow. Let them flow with the follow foot, so that bottom foot's going to travel. Here we go again. Excellent follow foot. That foot traveled towards the target, and this is what you need to have this kick be effective. Again, remember, it's working against a Pada-Chuggy counter, which happens late. The next technique is Nadaban into back hook kick. Now, this one has even more momentum, and we have another version of it where we do it all in the air, but we're going to do the one on the floor. So I'm going to break it down for them nice and easy. They let them do the Nadaban, come to the floor. Then they execute the back hook kick. Again, because these are spinning techniques, people tend to spin, and we want them to turn. Everything comes nice and tight, the Nadaban and the back hook kick. We don't want them big, long, and wide. Remember, tight is good, wide is bad, because wide is a telegraph. Telegraphs let the people know when the techniques are coming. Okay, so one more time. Here we go. Nadaban with a tighter transition into back hook kick. Very nice. Not bad, not bad. Now we're going to move on to the one that's a little bit more difficult because it's a little more agility driven. Again, they have to be very tight on their back kick, so we're going to go back kick first. Targets are like this. Back kick. Nice return into back hook kick. And I'd break it down that slowly in the beginning. Back kick, back hook kick. And I would count it for them. Back kick, back hook kick. Now also, you probably don't want to stand here during the back hook kick when you're teaching it, all right? So get out of the way, because nothing worse than the instructor getting kicked in the face and being unconscious for half the class. All right? Here we go again. Back kick. Back hook kick. Very nice. Now we're going to tighten both of those techniques up. I want to hear back kick and the back hook kick. Now, one of the things that I can do, I have my students close their eyes, not the ones kicking, but the ones listening, and I let the person do the kick. So if I hear, that's too late. It should be at least. So here we go. Back kick into back hook kick. Now that was pretty good, but I would still want it even tighter. I'd like to hear it bong, bong. Here we go, one more time. That's the execution we're looking for. Nice timing. It would actually work against a round kick counter. She would miss that back kick. He would attempt to counter it, and then he would get hit with the back hook kick. We're ready to move on to our next series of drills. Our partner drills now. Again, air kicking, target drills, build the skill, build the belief. Here comes the confidence phase. They're going to execute it. He's building confidence that he can see the technique coming and avoid it. Students that can avoid technique aren't afraid to spar. She's building confidence that she can do the technique and score it. Students that have that confidence score points. Nice and easy. She's going to go round kick into back hook kick. He's going to avoid and avoid, setting himself up for the next level of the class. Very nice. Nice amount of distance, right? He read the distance well. He didn't get hit with the kick. More importantly, he created enough distance so he can build an understanding of the technique. One more time. This time I'm going to have him tighten up the distance because I want him to get just a little bit closer because we want him eventually to counter. Nice. Okay, let's bring it back. Now we're going to move on to the Nadaban into back hook kick. This is a big level technique, okay? So in the beginning, they can do it and break it down. Go slow and slow so nobody gets hit, nobody gets hurt. Then eventually, we're going to look like this when we get to the advanced level. Very nice. Now, again, we're working towards the place where they're going to learn how to counter. I'm focusing as I'm watching. She's spinning close and tight, no extra motion. He's moving back adequately, putting himself in a balanced fighting position so he can counter afterwards. Okay, now let's move on to the hard one, back kick into back hook kick. So let's slow this one down. It's difficult. She goes back kick in the air. He moves out of the way. She goes back whip kick. Very nice. One more time, nice and slow, then we'll move to the hard version. Okay, now she needs to put them together with a proper amount of speed, proper amount of power, and he's got to move back quickly. One more time. You can see there's a little bit of a stutter step. So at that point, I'd say, okay, take a little bit off the back kick, bring your foot back to the floor more quickly, and be concerned about the second kick. Let's try it one more time. Nice, nice. So it's not bad. We can work with that. Now let's move on to the level with the reaction from the person who's doing the counter. Last version of it, this is where we're building not only her skills, but his skills. He's going to be focusing on proper movement, countering when the opportunity presents itself. She's going to exploit the counter. He's waiting for the counter. She's exploiting the counter. She's creating the opportunity or the trap. He's going to try to counter it. She's exploiting the fact that he did the counter, and she's going to try to hit him with the back hook kick. In theory, not hit him in back hook kick now. So he's going to get out of the way. So watch again. You're going to see him duck his body out of the way. She's going to take advantage of that and try the back hook kick. She's got round kick, Pada chuggy, back hook kick. It looks like this. Very nice. Well executed on both sides. Once again, she's going to go deep now with the follow foot. Very nice. Now again, be careful with this because it's a difficult technique on both sides. More importantly, it's a little bit dangerous. You can take this and make it further away like we did before, do it on opposite sides of the room. This way they don't touch each other at all. But for your highest level competitors, this is where we want them to live. Now we go into the Nottobon back hook kick. I'm going to break this one down. So she does Nottobon, he skips back, he attempts to counter, she back hook kicks, okay? One more time, here we go. We're going to do it in real speed now. So you can break it down like we just did, or you go in real speed. He needs to be careful, he gets out of the way to Nottobon, does his counter, but he's ducking out of the way. Very nice. Now we're going to bring it up to full speed. It's going to be really intense. He needs to move quickly. Ready? Very nice. Finally, let's go to the last one. This one has two counters in it, right? Two counters possibilities. He could counter either the back kick or the back hook kick. We're going to let him counter the back kick. What happens on this, she does back kick, he slides out of the way, and that's what happens in back kick counter. Tries to hit her in the stomach, she traps that, and she does the back hook kick. This is an excellent technique. A lot of agility to perform, but works well if you can do it. Here we go again. Okay, she was a little late in her reaction. So I would say, you know, you waited a little too long for the round kick. You know he's going to come. Soon as he twitches, soon as you see him think about it, just go. If you do it at that moment, you'll be effective. Okay, now we're going to do it in real time. So she's going to do back kick into back hook kick. He's going to skip out of the way, try to counter that back kick, and the back hook kick is the execution point. Nice. Nice distance away. Nice distance traveled by both. His idea of when he wanted to counter was good. Her idea of when she wanted to trap was good. Okay, now we're ready to move on to the conclusion and talk about what's coming next. Class 24. That means we've gone through 24 classes. And if you're doing 2 classes a month, we're 3 months into the program. The good news is you're a quarter of a way through the Torch program. By now, you should be seeing the results in your students. They're getting stronger. They're becoming more adept at the sport. They're becoming agile. In addition to that, you may see some challenges. They may be getting tired. They may be getting a little bit more confused because there's a lot of technique. But if you're doing it the way that we showed you to do it, then it'll be effective. Always start in the air, then go to targets, then go to situations where they can understand the drills and how they work in the real world, and then attempt things safely that will give them the skills so they can build the sparring. Remember, belief comes from understanding the technique, understanding how it fits into the technical regimen, implementing it into there, having sense experience of it working, trial and error, building one point at a time things to improve. So while they're in that phase, you're picking one thing to focus on. We focus on one thing at a time, we correct that, and then we move on. Then we have them implemented against the body and sparring, and then ultimately in the competition arena. Belief turns into confidence, confidence turns into points, Points win matches, and your students will become better. We're ready to move into our next phase of training. We're adding additional
Fast. Higher. Higher. Run. Higher. Higher. Too slow. Higher. Run. Cut. Run. Oh. Cut. Faster. You got to cut faster, boy. Keep going. Cut. Get up. Get up. Cut. Turn. Cut. Turn. Run. Good. Cut. Good. One more. One more. One more. Finish strong. Finish strong. Faster.